Hello everybody, welcome back to Hustle and Tiny. This is Kate with you once again. Before we begin, I'd just like to thank everybody who joined us for the Money and Relationships series. This is the last video on it, and I just wanted to say a big thank you and to highlight that the reason I created that series was to show you how money affects all your relationships, or how your relationships affect your money, depending on how you want to look at it. So we started that series from the first date to divorce to child support to during marriage to cohabitation kind of arrangements. So I want to thank you all for joining. If you haven't watched it already, I will leave the link in the description box below so that you can go ahead and check it out and enable you to make better decisions when it comes to your money and your relationships. Okay, so let's get started. So before we end this particular topic, I'd just like to make a special request for you and your partner to have a sit down and discuss what are the big bills and what will happen if one of you loses a job. I will explain this in a bit. So when it comes to big bills, we have couples who are in arrangements of maybe co-sharing the bills 50-50 or 80-20, or there's a sole provider, or it doesn't matter what kind of situation you are in. But if you're doing the sharing kind of arrangement, then you two need to sit down and calculate and track your expenses every month, every quarter, and every year, and actually sum up what actually takes up more of your money. Because sometimes we assume, because of the large figure attached to it, that the rent is obviously going to take some more money and the school fees is going to take more money. But we do not take into account that feeding a family is also costly, buying groceries, that is costly, mini trips, subscription fees to Netflix and whatever else you're subscribed to. So we kind of forget all these things that come in between, and it leaves partners who are pitching in more than they originally thought they would, or more than they had agreed on pitching in, with resentment and anger, and all this boils down to a breakdown in the marriage or breakdown in the relationship, because both of you could not sit down and actually calculate what the bills look like and what an actual 80-20 or 50-50 or 70-30 or whatever kind of split you have would look like in reality. The next thing I'd like to talk about is, do you and your partner have a contingency plan for if one of you falls ill or loses their job or any other kind of unexpected event that is going to create a dent in your finances? Does your partner have extra skills in which they can use to look for another job or create a business or just find some gainful kind of way to keep up their time while they're seeking another job? Do you remember that video I made about 21 questions you should ask your partner while dating? One of the things you should have learned by now is, how does your partner deal with stress? Because when an emergency happens, that is the wrong time to find out that your partner likes to drink, gamble, or online shop their way out of depression and misery. Because what that will do is create a really, really large financial hole that you might not be able to get out of. Another thing you need to find out is, are they the proactive kind of person? When they lose their source of income, are they going to be looking for a job or looking for gainful employment or trying to create a business and doing their own things, managing some investments proactively? Or are you going to be saddled now with a housewife or a house husband that neither of you had agreed upon, neither of you wanted, and the burden suddenly falls on one person, and it's just again going to lead to a breakdown in the relationship or the marriage? These are things you really, really need to discuss with your partner and find out more about as you continue with the next phase of your relationship, or as you continue with whatever relationship you're in right now. So I'd like to thank you all once again for joining in this series, for participating in asking the questions, and for giving your suggestions on videos you'd like to see, for watching, for liking, for sharing, everything that you have done to support this. So from next week, we're going to be starting a new series. I wanted to say to be beginning anyway, sorry. we're going to be starting a new series on online scamming, financial scams, and any kind of scam that you might be prone to or might have fallen for or might be at risk of getting such a kind of financial attack. So stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe. If you think my videos, any of them, could help somebody, or even the entire series could help somebody, feel free to share. Yeah, that's all I have for now. Thank you so much and have a good day.